If you are a chosen person, you know that your journey is not for the faint of heart. Your mission is grand, and with it comes a series of unique challenges that few can understand. Sometimes you feel like something or someone is trying to sabotage your blessings, and it's not all in your head. Attacks often come from where we least expect it, our own family, friends, or people we admire. Envy, competition, and betrayal are weapons used against you by those who should be your support. This type of opposition can be even more painful, as it comes from people close to you, who know your vulnerabilities and use it against you. It is crucial to be alert and prepared to identify and confront these disguised enemies. This is the purpose of this video. As we uncover these 7 enemies that try to weaken you, you will begin to see the full picture of your spiritual battle. This knowledge is not just to alert you, but to strengthen you. Recognizing these adversaries is the first step to overcoming them and moving forward on your journey as a chosen person. Stand firm, as each enemy revealed will bring more clarity and more power for you to fight and win. Don't underestimate the power of knowledge. It is your greatest weapon against these adverse forces. Prepare yourself for a revelation that will transform your perception and empower you to conquer your destiny with more determination than ever before. Family conflicts are, without a doubt, one of the most devastating forces a chosen one can face. Home, which should be a haven of peace and support, often becomes an emotional battleground. Unmet expectations, harsh judgments, and a lack of understanding can create a toxic environment where negativity permeates every interaction. Imagine coming home after a difficult day, hoping to find solace, but being met with criticism and disagreement. This constant tension drains emotional and spiritual energy, leaving you vulnerable and exhausted. Family members often, without realizing it, become sources of insecurity and doubt. Dismissive comments about your choices and a lack of support in critical moments can undermine your self-confidence. You may feel isolated, with no one to share your aspirations and struggles, because those who should be there for you seem to not understand or, worse, devalue your efforts. This emotional disconnection creates an invisible barrier, making communication and building meaningful bonds even more difficult. Family dynamics can also be complicated by rigid expectations and deep-rooted traditions. There can be constant pressure to follow a specific path that doesn't resonate with your true essence. When you try to deviate from these expectations to follow your own path, conflict arises. The resistance you face can be direct, through verbal confrontations, or subtle, manifesting itself in silent disapproval and judgmental looks. These moments not only create discord, but they also plant seeds of doubt about your own worth and path. Sibling rivalries and competition for recognition and parental love can further intensify the atmosphere of hostility. These conflicts are often not about the present, but about unresolved issues from the past, which continue to fuel resentment. The domestic environment becomes a stage for incessant disputes, where each achievement is seen as a threat, instead of being celebrated. The lack of a solid emotional support network within your family can leave you feeling helpless. Furthermore, the influence of authority figures in the family can be overwhelming. Parents and older relatives can impose their worldviews and expectations, often disregarding their individual needs and desires. This authoritarianism creates a cycle of submission and revolt, where your voice is often silenced or ignored. The need for approval and the fear of displeasing can lead you to sacrifice your own dreams to keep the peace, resulting in a life of dissatisfaction and regret. Lack of open and honest communication is another destructive aspect. Many family conflicts are perpetuated by the inability or reluctance to truly express oneself. Repressed emotions and undiscussed problems create an underlying tension that can explode at any moment. The absence of genuine dialogue prevents conflict resolution and mutual understanding, perpetuating a cycle of misunderstandings and resentment. This suffocating environment can leave you feeling trapped, with no clear way to escape. The issue of conflicting values and beliefs cannot be ignored either. In a family where everyone shares the same worldview, any disagreement is seen as a threat to the family unit. As a chosen one, your perspectives and values can differ significantly from others, leading to clashes over fundamental issues. These divergences are not merely theoretical, they affect practical decisions and the way you choose to live your life. This constant friction can be mentally and emotionally exhausting, wearing away your determination and focus. The absence of emotional support during personal crises amplifies the feeling of isolation. When you face significant challenges, such as health problems, financial difficulties, or existential crises, a lack of empathy and understanding from family can be devastating. Feeling alone in these critical moments can lead to feelings of despair and helplessness, making it difficult to recover and move forward. The inability to rely on those who should be your main source of support further exacerbates the internal struggle, making each step forward an uphill battle. False friends, or frenemies, are an insidious threat that can undermine your confidence and lead you astray without you immediately realizing it. These individuals often present themselves as allies, offering support and companionship, but hiding malicious intentions. A frenemy's betrayal is particularly painful because it comes from someone you trusted and believed in. They know your weaknesses and use this information against you, manipulating situations for their own benefit while you suffer the consequences. The deceptive nature of frenemies makes them difficult to identify. They are masters of manipulation, skilled at masking their true intentions with friendly gestures and sweet words. These individuals are often charming and seemingly supportive, which makes it all the more shocking when their true colors are revealed. The discovery of a frenemy's betrayal can lead to deep disillusionment, not only in regards to them, but also in regards to your own judgment. Frenemies can also create interpersonal conflicts, sowing discord between you and other important people in your life. They spread rumors, distort facts, and plant seeds of doubt in the minds of others, isolating you from your true friends and allies. This divide and conquer strategy weakens your support network, leaving you more vulnerable and isolated. By creating an environment of distrust and uncertainty, they ensure that you depend more on them, reinforcing their control over you. The presence of frenemies in your life can cause significant emotional distress. Constant vigilance and the need to decipher your true intentions consume mental and emotional energy. This constant tension can lead to anxiety, stress, and even depression as you try to navigate the maze of its manipulations. The feeling that you can't fully trust anyone around you can be paralyzing, affecting your ability to focus on your goals and objectives. Furthermore, frenemies often delight in sabotaging your achievements. They may downplay your accomplishments, make derogatory comments, or take credit for your work. This subtle but constant sabotage erodes your self-esteem and self-confidence. You may begin to question your own worth and abilities, falling into a cycle of self-criticism and doubt. This gradual erosion of confidence can have lasting effects, hindering your ability to move forward with determination and clarity. Veiled competition is another devastating aspect of friendship with frenemies. They see your achievements as threats to their own position and will do anything to surpass you, often in dishonest or unethical ways. This constant rivalry is not only exhausting, but it also creates an environment of negativity and distrust. Instead of finding support and encouragement from your friends, you find yourself in a constant battle for recognition and validation. Frenemies also exploit your emotional vulnerabilities to gain an advantage. They present themselves as confidants, gaining your trust and access to your deepest secrets and fears. They then use this information against you, manipulating situations to cause emotional distress and gain power over you. This emotional betrayal is especially painful because it turns what should be a supportive and understanding relationship into a source of pain and manipulation. Spiritual enemies are invisible forces that operate in the shadows, trying to divert you from your divine path and spiritual purpose. These negative entities or energies feed on your weaknesses and moments of doubt, amplifying your fears and insecurities. The impact of these spiritual enemies can be devastating, affecting not only your emotional and mental state, but also your physical and spiritual health. They are masters of illusion, creating scenarios that distort your perception of reality and make you question your own sanity. These spiritual attacks can manifest themselves in a variety of ways, from persistent nightmares to a constant feeling of overwhelm and discouragement. You may feel a negative presence around you, an energy that drains your vitality and leaves you exhausted. These spiritual enemies do not respect limits. They invade your personal and mental space, looking for any opening to infiltrate your life. The battle against these forces is ongoing and requires constant vigilance. The moments of greatest vulnerability are when these spiritual enemies attack most powerfully. During times of intense stress, sadness, or illness, you may notice an increase in the intensity of these attacks. They take advantage of these moments to instill more fear and despair, trying to separate you from the light and love that are fundamental to your spiritual well-being. The feeling of being under constant spiritual attack can be isolating and terrifying, making it difficult to seek help and support. The influence of these spiritual enemies can lead to a profound disconnection from your faith and beliefs. You may begin to doubt the existence of benevolent forces and your own spirituality. This crisis of faith can be fertile ground for despair, where the feeling of abandonment and spiritual loss becomes overwhelming. The struggle to maintain your spiritual connection in the midst of these attacks is grueling, requiring tremendous inner strength and an ongoing commitment to your spiritual journey. These negative forces can also interfere with your ability to meditate, pray, or connect with the divine. Constant distractions, a restless mind, and a sense of despair can make spiritual practice difficult. Lack of inner peace prevents deep meditation and clear communication with higher forces. The spiritual battle becomes a daily struggle to find moments of serenity and clarity amidst the internal chaos imposed by these enemies. The presence of these spiritual enemies can create a cycle of negativity in your life. Each successful attack reinforces the feeling of helplessness and despair, making it more difficult to recover and fight off future attacks. This vicious cycle can lead to depression, anxiety, and a persistent feeling of being trapped in a downward spiral. The fight against these spiritual enemies requires exceptional resilience and a firm determination not to succumb to the darkness they bring. Furthermore, spiritual enemies often use other people as vehicles for their attacks. Unexpected conflicts, betrayals, and misunderstandings can be orchestrated by these forces to increase your sense of isolation and suffering. Manipulating situations and people around you creates a web of negativity that is difficult to escape. You may begin to feel like you are surrounded by enemies on all sides, increasing your distrust and sense of vulnerability. The enemies of your destiny are those forces, circumstances, or individuals that seek to divert you from your true purpose. These enemies are cunning and persistent, often presenting themselves as opportunities or alternative paths that seem promising, but are actually traps to keep you from your true mission. They play on your doubts and insecurities, exploiting your weaknesses to divert you from the path you were destined to walk. Recognizing these enemies is crucial to staying strong on your journey and reaching your full potential. These enemies often manifest themselves as well-intentioned advisors who unknowingly lead you astray with their advice. They may suggest that you pursue a career or make life decisions that, although they seem sensible, actually divert you from your true passion and purpose. This advice, often motivated by fear or ignorance, can lead to a life of dissatisfaction and regret. The pressure to follow this advice can be intense, especially when it comes from people you respect or love. The enemies of your destiny can also arise in the form of challenging circumstances that seem insurmountable. Unexpected disasters, financial setbacks, or personal crises can divert your focus and undermine your resolve. These obstacles are designed to test your resilience and willpower, trying to make you give up on your dreams. The struggle to overcome these challenges can be exhausting and discouraging, often leaving you questioning whether it's worth continuing. Unfair competition and direct sabotage are other forms of enemies of your destiny. Rivals who see your potential as a threat may try to undermine your progress, whether through defamation, sabotaging opportunities, or manipulating situations in their favor. This fierce competition can create an environment of distrust and paranoia, hindering your ability to move forward with confidence. The constant need to defend yourself and fight for your place can divert valuable energy that could be used to pursue your goals. Furthermore, the enemies of your destiny can be internal, manifesting as self-sabotage and doubt. You can be your own worst enemy, allowing fear of failure and uncertainty to paralyze your actions. These internal battles are often more difficult to win because they involve facing your own limitations and insecurities. The constant struggle with these inner demons can be debilitating, leading to cycles of procrastination and indecision that slow down your progress. Toxic relationships are another aspect of the enemies of your destiny. Partners, friends, or colleagues who don't share or support your vision can drain your energy and divert your focus. These relationships are often based on emotional manipulation and control, creating an environment where you feel trapped and unable to grow. The struggle to maintain these relationships while trying to follow your own path can be draining, leaving you exhausted and demoralized. If you feel alone and misunderstood as a chosen one, our ebook is a valuable resource. Find guidance to light your path and understand your unique gifts. Buy now and gain access to our exclusive Discord community where you will find support and understanding. Join us and share your experiences in a welcoming space. Plus, get access to unique and exclusive content. Check out the first comment pinned here on the video. Competition is an inevitable reality for the chosen ones, and competitive enemies are a constant presence that challenges their determination and resilience. These enemies are not just ordinary competitors, they are adversaries who do everything they can to overcome you and undermine your progress. In a world where success is often measured by outperforming others, competitive enemies present a formidable challenge. They employ a range of underhanded and manipulative tactics to ensure you don't reach your full potential. These competitors often use defamation as a tool to damage their reputation. They spread rumors and lies to create doubt about their integrity and abilities. This attack on your credibility can have a devastating impact, not only on your career, but also on your self-esteem. Feeling like you're constantly under attack can lead to stress and anxiety, hampering your ability to concentrate and get your work done efficiently. Furthermore, competitive enemies are known for their ability to manipulate situations to their advantage. They may use their influence and connections to block your opportunities and ensure that your achievements are minimized or ignored. This systematic manipulation creates an environment of injustice and demoralization, where your efforts appear to go unrecognized. The constant struggle to gain recognition and advance in the face of such manipulations can be draining and discouraging. Unfair competition also manifests itself in the form of direct sabotage. Competitive enemies can actively interfere with your projects, trying to hinder your progress and cause failures. This can range from sabotaging your marketing efforts to directly interfering with your work. These actions not only hinder your progress, but also create an environment of distrust and paranoia, where you find yourself constantly on guard against potential attacks. Competitive enemies are also masters of distraction. They know how to create conflicts and problems that divert your attention from your main goals. These conflicts can be personal or professional, but the result is always the same. You find yourself consumed by issues that are not really important for your progress. This distraction tactic can be extremely effective, as it keeps you stuck in a cycle of solving trivial problems while your competitors move forward. Constant comparison is another weapon used by these enemies. They constantly highlight their own accomplishments and downplay yours, creating an atmosphere of intense and demoralizing competition. This incessant comparison can lead to doubt and dissatisfaction, making you question your own worth and abilities. The pressure to compete and outperform others can be overwhelming, especially when it feels like your efforts are never enough. Additionally, competitive enemies often exploit your weaknesses and vulnerabilities. They closely observe your weaknesses and use them against you at critical moments. This may include exploiting past failures, amplifying your insecurities, or creating situations that test your emotional and mental limits. Exploiting these vulnerabilities not only hinders your progress, but can also cause significant emotional harm. Low self-esteem is a silent and persistent internal enemy that can undermine even the most determined chosen ones. This enemy manifests itself in thoughts of doubt, inadequacy, and self-criticism that erode your confidence and prevent you from realizing your full potential. The fight against low self-esteem is constant, as this enemy is always present, waiting for any opportunity to whisper lies about your value and abilities. Attacks of low self-esteem often begin in childhood, with negative comments or unnecessary comparisons. Critical words from authority figures such as parents, teachers, or peers can leave deep scars that persist into adulthood. These comments can become internalized, creating an internal narrative of inadequacy that is difficult to overcome. The feeling of never being good enough becomes a constant barrier, preventing you from pursuing your dreams and goals with confidence. This feeling of inadequacy can manifest itself in many ways in your adult life. You may avoid challenges and opportunities for fear of failure, preferring to stay in your comfort zone. Self-sabotage becomes a common behavior, where you unconsciously create obstacles to your own success, thus confirming your low self-esteem beliefs. Procrastination, perfectionism, and lack of initiative are all forms of self-sabotage that perpetuate the cycle of low self-esteem. Constant comparison with others is another powerful weapon of low self-esteem. In a world where social media highlights the best parts of everyone's lives, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself unfavorably to others. This comparison can lead to feelings of envy, despair, and inadequacy. You may begin to believe that you will never be as successful, happy, or talented as others, further fueling your low self-esteem. Personal relationships are also affected by low self-esteem. You may find yourself in toxic or abusive relationships, accepting less than you deserve because you believe you are not worthy of love and respect. A lack of self-confidence can lead to behavior that constantly seeks external validation, where your value is determined by the approval of others. This dependence on external validation creates a vicious cycle of dissatisfaction and despair, where your happiness is always in someone else's hands. Low self-esteem can also negatively impact your career and professional advancement. Constant doubt about your abilities can prevent you from seeking promotions, taking on greater responsibilities, or exploring new opportunities. Fear of failure and criticism can paralyze you, keeping you stuck in a job or position that doesn't satisfy you. A lack of confidence in your own abilities limits your potential and prevents you from achieving the success you deserve. Additionally, low self-esteem affects your mental and emotional health. Constant self-criticism and doubt can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health problems. The feeling of being constantly inadequate creates a state of chronic stress, which can affect your physical health. Sleep problems, headaches, fatigue, and other physical symptoms are common in people who struggle with low self-esteem. The battle against this internal enemy is grueling and can have a significant impact on your overall well-being. Low self-esteem can prevent you from living a full and authentic life. Fear of judgment and rejection can cause you to hide your true essence, adopting a persona that you believe is more acceptable to others. This conformity and hiding behavior prevents you from experiencing the true joy and satisfaction that come from living according to your own values and desires. The enemies of personal progress are internal and external obstacles that prevent you from growing and evolving on your journey. These enemies take many forms, from unhealthy habits to limiting mindsets, all conspiring to keep you stuck in a cycle of stagnation. The fight against these enemies is ongoing and requires constant awareness of their negative influences. Unhealthy habits are one of the main enemies of personal progress. Behaviors like procrastination, lack of discipline, and overindulgence can sabotage your efforts to move forward. Procrastination, in particular, is a common trap that prevents you from taking decisive action. Constantly putting off important tasks creates an accumulation of responsibilities that becomes overwhelming, making it difficult to achieve your goals. Lack of self-discipline is another formidable enemy. Without the ability to stay focused and committed to your goals, you find yourself easily distracted by immediate pleasures and trivial distractions. Self-discipline is essential for long-term success because it allows you to maintain consistency in your efforts. The absence of this vital quality can result in a life of regret and missed opportunities. In addition to harmful habits, limiting mindsets are powerful internal enemies that impede your progress. Negative beliefs about your own capabilities and potential create mental barriers that are difficult to overcome. A scarcity mindset, where you believe there is not enough to go around, can lead to selfish and competitive behaviors that undermine your relationships and personal growth. These limiting mindsets often stem from past experiences and social conditioning. Negative comments from authority figures during childhood, past failures, and constant criticism can become entrenched in your psyche, creating negative self-talk. This self-talk perpetuates the belief that you are not capable or worthy of success, keeping you stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage and failure. Toxic relationships are also significant enemies of personal progress. Friends, family, or partners who don't support your goals or who undermine your confidence can drain your emotional and mental energy. These relationships create an environment of negativity and demotivation, making it difficult to maintain a positive and productive mental state. The constant influence of people who don't believe in you can make you doubt your own capabilities and goals. Another enemy of personal progress is the fear of the unknown. Uncertainty about the future and fear of change can paralyze you, preventing you from taking decisive action. This fear manifests as resistance to change and a preference to stay in the comfort zone. Although the comfort zone offers security, it also impedes growth and evolution. The fight against fear of the unknown is a constant battle to embrace uncertainty and take calculated risks. A lack of clear goals and a structured action plan can also be a significant obstacle to personal progress. Without a defined path, you may feel lost and directionless, wandering aimlessly on your journey. Clarity about your goals and creating a detailed plan to achieve them are essential to success. The absence of a concrete plan results in scattered efforts and a lack of meaningful progress. And so, navigating the complexities of the enemies that rise against you, it becomes clear that a chosen one's journey is not an easy one, but it is full of purpose and meaning. Each challenge faced and each obstacle overcome strengthens your mission and brings you closer to your true destiny. Remember, recognizing these enemies is the first step to defeating them. You have within you the strength and resilience necessary to overcome any adversity and shine with a light that illuminates the path of others. Don't forget to check the first pinned comment if you feel alone and misunderstood as a chosen one. In our ebook, find guidance to light your path and understand your unique gifts. Buy now and gain access to our exclusive Discord community where you will find support and understanding. Join us and share your experiences in a welcoming space. Plus, get access to unique and exclusive content. If you liked this video and felt inspired, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content. Share this video with friends and family who could benefit from this message. We'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment below sharing your experiences and challenges as a chosen one. If you want to support our work and help us continue to produce transformative content, consider making a donation through Buy Me a Coffee. Your support is extremely valuable and the link is also in the first pinned comment. And don't stop here. If you want to know how his return will surprise everyone, watch our next video to see how epic it will be. Remember, your journey is unique and powerful. Continue following your path with courage and determination. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.